thought I hated plumbing the most. It turns out I hate magma the most. Look at this. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever done in my life. They have...
drinking champagne.
Malvina's getting the boat all prepped here for the new sticker we got with Alivo on it.
I hope I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just scrubbing. And from here it looks good. We'll see when I step away if it still looks good.
You're doing a great job.
Babe.
Now back to the scheduled programming. So for this mount, they make you put in, this is a carriage bolt on the other side, so you have to wiggle in a carriage bolt with like very small little gap to get your fingers in, and then hold that in there, put the little mount on. Then you got to put this big washer inside of there, which has to slide up in there, and then you got to put the lock washer on, and then you got to put the bolt on, the nut on, and try to, you know, get it all in just through this little hole while the barbecue is rocking around. And, you know, obviously it's stainless steel, so you can't put a magnet on it to hold it in place. And it was just one of the most frustrating things I've ever done in my life. And now we have to mount it here. And so there's no easy way to just get this actually around the rail and kind of in place so that you can put the washers on and tighten it up. And then they give you these instead of a regular nut, which maybe is cool in some circumstances, but if I want to mount it right here, then I potentially can't turn that stupid nut. So really smart thinking. I wonder if they've ever tried putting one of these together, because that is terrible designing.
Whole lot of redesigning out here.
Yeah, looking pretty good. We got the new grill. Pretty sturdy.
Yeah, so we just, Connor and I have just been shuffling around, well, all over the place trying to figure out where the best location is to...
Outboard's the heaviest part on this whole system here, so this little corner is kind of bridged. It's kind of in between the most little stanchions coming up. So this is the sturdiest part of the whole lifeline back here, so we decided we had to keep the motor here. This is where it was originally, the mount was, and we tried to move it over there, but it's just too heavy. It was shaking all around, and then we had it here for a little bit, and that's a good temporary spot maybe while we're at anchor, but while we're underway it's gonna have to be right here just so we can feel secure with that. And then when we're at anchor, then I can move the motor over here, and then I can put the fillet table in the rod holder here. Then the fishing rod can go over there while we're fishing. If we wanted to have two poles out, it's good to have one on either side so we're not crossing lines very easily, at least. The Starlink came over here, which is a decent spot for it. It wants to point this way, so that's why I had it over there in the first place. Plus we have this gate here. So now the wire has to come under here unless we want to drill a hole in the deck, and I'd rather keep that to a minimum until we're like a little bit more set on our perfect setup here with the solar arch and everything. So until we get the solar arch, I'm trying to do as little damage as possible, so we're just running these lines through this little cowl back here and into the aft cockpit here. Locker, and then everything runs into the boat from there. So it's an easy way to get everything in there without any new penetrations through the deck of the boat. Setting up this lifeline, this life sling here, which is the life sling 2, so it is approved for all the Coast Guard regulations because it's in this U. I think the old ones were in a circle, so it needs to be in a U. Just in case someone was unconscious, you can wrap this around them instead of trying to get their heads through it or have them hang on to the circle one. And I just tied You got to make sure to unpack this thing and take out this little, looks like they just put this section of cord here just for weatherproofing maybe, so you can leave it tied up. So I just tied that to the lifeline. I guess we could potentially tie it to the cleat, but this is sturdy enough to hold anyone in. Packing it back in from the other end of the cord into here and just kind of loosely doing it, so it should all flow nicely out if we toss the life sling. So yeah, making some progress, and we're about ready to go cruising.
Woohoo!
Woohoo.
All right, and while he's been working away at the stern of the boat, I've been cleaning the sides of the boat. We've been thinking about redoing the paint, and it seems like quite the project, but instead Connor found some fiberglass stain remover and this black streak remover, my favorite little scrubby brush that has seen better days, and a towel. And when Connor first started parking this, we definitely got some dinged up. You know, should have done it before, but there's like a few spots. You can see there's still some here that I couldn't quite get out, but for the most part, she's looking a lot better. Especially all the way up here. I mean, there's still a few scuff marks that I couldn't quite get out, but a lot that we got here are all gone, which is amazing. And same with the starboard side. Looking super nice. When the first time we parked, we like hit one of the fenders and it scuffed it up pretty bad, but this starboard side looks super nice. And we've been thinking about painting, and I think it just needed a good cleaning. Wish I did a little bit of a before. Coming together, huh?
Looking good.
And I just used this bad boy to be able to do all that. My inflatable paddleboard. Boop, 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 boop. I wonder if I can show you just around the stern, because we were trying to clean up the old boat name and put a livo down. Let's see. So try to clean her up, because we just got a nice decal that we're gonna put in. Maybe I'll get on the paddleboard and show you. We have been sitting here just looking at the stern, continuously moving things from one side to the other side. I think we finalized it.
For such a small area and not that many things, it's very complicated.
As soon as we think one item is in a good position, it interferes with the other.
Yeah, we had this antenna. This is just a spare antenna. We don't really need it, but we were gifted it, and it's a good thing to have just in case something were to happen. Crow, you know, sits too hard on our antenna on the mast, and we can still use that for our VHF. And we had it right there, but then the Starlink wanted to reroute itself and move, and it was getting held up because of that. So we had to relocate it over here. So we'll get it all situated sooner or later.
But hey, those hard lifelines look real nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we're just about to mount the solar panels to the new hard lifelines here. And we got this little rail mount kit. I'm gonna try that out. Hopefully it works. We'll fill you in once we do it.
Show me. Cool.
So there's 3 points of contact here, so we'll probably do 2 right here, and then maybe 1 in the corner along this rail over here for this panel, maybe for the second panel. Well, for now we're gonna do just 2 panels on either side, so we just don't have to move them, and we're gonna get a little bit of sun anytime. Once we get the 200 watt bifacials, then we'll have 3 on each side, and then we are going to have the second row of hard lifelines underneath here too, so we'll be able to mount to 3 points on each
Just
panel.
find Tinkerbell or what is that? What you doing over
It's a
here?
multi-purpose tool.
You can float with it. You can twirl with it. You can shimmy with it. You can play frisbee with it. What else can you do with it? You can sit on it.
Sit on
You
it.
can jump on it.
You can throw it away.
We're throwing it away. That's what we're doing with it. But while we go throw it
Gotta
away.
free up some hands.
It's my tutu. That's cute tutu. Hello, my love. What are you doing? Playing with some more toys?
Playing with wires. Just crimping all our little connectors. So I'm gonna run this from our distribution little panel up to our spare inverter. I just had an extra inverter from my tiny home in Colorado. So I figured let's hook it up just in case anything goes wrong with ours. And at the same time, I'm going to hook up the bus bar running off of that, so the bus bar can take all the solar charge also. So that kind of combines it all into one little system, so we got to all do it at the same time. Yeah, once I get that done, we're pretty much ready to rock solar. Malvina will show you the panels out there. We just got them mounted earlier today, so looking pretty good.
All right, let's go on a little stroll outside. So yeah, we were working on putting some of these connectors on. Connor had to get a few more supplies, but check them out. There they are. We got one on this side. And then one on this side. And so these are just our temporary ones. We're just gonna take them to Catalina Island and see how they feel. And eventually we will have 3 mounted here across the lifelines. That's why we put these hard lifelines in. So looking good, slowly but surely. We are gonna try to take off to Catalina Island here in probably the end of the week.
Didn't find Malvina, and then she's down here still cleaning. What's she cleaning now?
Just trying to get these old letters off because the boat's old name was Victoria from Portland, Oregon. But the previous owner, he already kind of took the name off when he repainted the top side. So we are just going to buff out where he took off the old name and we're gonna put our name on.
Yay!
You like my contraption with the paddleboard? Pretty cool. It's gonna be so shiny.
How we doing?
That looks pretty good.
Yeah?
See? All right.
Ooh, looking good.
Pretty dang shiny. And you can't see the Portland or Victoria. You should have handed me this
It kind of
first.
makes these stand out a little bit more.
Yeah, it's all right.
Oh, well.
And then I'm tempted now. I was trying to replace our little tie on the buffing machine to potentially do the rest of the boat, but that was pretty hard work, so I haven't committed yet.
Did you get the whole thing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like up here?
Uh-huh. Connor does not like it. He wants me to do it more, I guess.
It
Sounds
could
like
be better.
he's like, you suck. Try harder. Gosh. He doesn't know how this whole thing feels on this paddleboard. I've definitely been just floating around. Both of my lines were way loose because Connor tied me off. So, yeah. Here we are floating away into the wind. Bye.
Sailing.
Sailing. All right, so I just finished up with my project and it looks good, but it is a little too windy right now to put the vinyl on. So we're gonna wait till tomorrow morning and give her another a nice clean and then put our decal on. And let's go see what Connor is up to. He's probably working away, and I'm gonna make some dinner soon. Connor, where are you?
Monica, what
What are you doing in here again?
setting up the solar finally. We should be hooked up in about well, still got to put the ends on out there. So give me 45 minutes.
Okay. We'll make some dinner. 45 minutes, you'll be fed. Project done. Still have what?
Still got to install that shunt.
Install the shunt.
You know about the shunt?
Tell me about the shunt.
So the shunt monitors how much power we're making, how much power we're using, kind of just monitors the whole system. To do that, you have to intercept between the supply and the demand. So I have to put the shunt in between these two boxes right here. I wish I would have thought about this earlier. I didn't, and now I have to do that. So my idea now is I think I'm going to disconnect the negative here. The shunt runs off negative. And I'm going to disconnect it from these two boxes here. And I'm going to connect the wire on this side of the negative terminal over here. And then run it over to this side here. And then the shunt will exist right here just with a 4-aught wire going across to bridge the gap. 4-aught I know is not good enough for 1,000 amps like these distributors are, but it'll be plenty for what we need. So we'll make sure we're all fused up properly and we'll be good to go.
Woohoo! Sun's going down. Check this out. Well, first, check this out. All the gear looks so good. We finally organized everything so it doesn't look too crazy. We got our solar panels up, and then what is happening here? We're sailing in the slip. Check it out.
Looking good. We're on our way to being pirates. We almost have black sails now.
We got Wayne working hard. He's making the dream come to life. Tell us about yourself, Wayne.
Boy, I'm not good at this.
Well, you're good at this.
this.
No, he's really good at this.
Beautiful work. Look at this. This is all sail material, right, on the inside?
Yeah, it's lined with
Yeah, so we got all, the inner liner is all sail material so that the sails don't, rub against a dissimilar material and keep them all nice and tidy.
Oh, you should be my salesman.
And
I was gonna say he's good at this.
I sail, not sell.
We didn't know this about Connor, but then all of a sudden we get this camera rolling and he's just on. He's ready.
Got it.
Hey, little gremlin. Favorite position.
this is not a very professional wire job, but it's temporary still. So, trying to hide it the best I can.
His
You
favorite.
like that? I'm sure everyone has comments about that one.
You can figure this out.
Oh, that's a lot better though. Oh, nice. So we've been trying to go to Catalina since Saturday morning. It is currently Monday morning, and this is where we are. Why are you down here?
I got tired of the boat engine room, so now I'm in the car engine room.
Why are you down here?
So I was driving to go get our dinghy davits today that are up in Upland, so it's like an hour away. Got a fairly early start, all ready to go, and I get like a mile down the road and my car gives out and just all battery just kind of dies on me. And I've seen the battery light for the past few days, but it kept starting and figured it'd be fine as long as it starts. The alternator should keep it running. Turns out, pretty sure the alternator is bad because it started up, but even with it being running at the time, it still lost all power. All the lights came on, all the warning lights, everything came on, and then the car just died, and I limped off to the side of the road, and Malvina came and helped me jump start the van, and then I barely got it back to the parking lot here at the marina, and now I'm gonna take the alternator out. And I just did this about a year ago on this van, and I have an oil leak that's right above the alternator, so that's I'm assuming is the culprit here. So I'm gonna take this out and redo it again. And I think my warranty at Napa is still valid, so hopefully I get a free replacement. Hopefully we'll be back on the road, but yep, fun stuff.
Thankfully, we just have like a month and a half left before we hopefully completely sail out of here. So I got my trusty Toyota Previa that we're gonna use, and we're gonna ultimately sell both of them, but for now we're gonna try to get rid of his sooner than later, the Harley and his van, a work van. And so it's been great to have all the tools and all the supplies that he had from his previous job, but with the time clicking away down to go time, we are gonna have to get rid of pretty much everything. So he's gonna fix it up, we're gonna use it for as long as we need, and then free of all cars. And we got our trusty Aliva. Morning look of our new Lazy Jacks. We opted for black, even though I really wanted to match the Dodger, but he kind of convinced us out of it because it gets pretty dirty, and I like the black. I think it looks nice, super sleek, pretty bad. So slowly coming together, and I'll show you what I'm gonna work on today. I'm going to take a break from editing. Thank goodness, it's beautiful today. 2 goals. We got our old barbecue. I'm gonna clean it up and try to sell it and give it to the next person that could love this as much as we did. We love this, but it definitely had a higher temperature. It would burn a lot, and it's pretty small, and we tend to barbecue a lot. We are mostly carnivore, so we eat a lot of meat, and it'd be nice to have our new barbecue has a lot of extra space so we can cook a bunch of things at once. And then the second thing is our old sail cover. Instead of just tossing that, I'm going to attempt to put a cover potentially on the new barbecue and the outboard. So we're gonna play around with the sewing machine and see what we can create today. Let's see what happens. Like I said, I'm no seamstress, but practice makes perfect, and I feel like this is a great opportunity to practice sewing. All right, first things first, we're gonna try to clean this barbecue. Here's my tools. I just have like a nice bowl of warm water with some dish soap. I may use a little bit of pine sol that's diluted in water. I got my little steel wool brush that I may use on a small part and see how it goes. You got to be careful with this. You don't want to scrape the stainless steel, but I did clean the oven with it and it worked well. If I just went really light on it, and just a nice normal or dirty sponge and potentially dry eraser. I don't think I'm gonna really need that. I just brought it out, but we're gonna start with the good old grill brush. So here we go. Here's the before. Inside. Let's see what we can do. I feel good with this. Check it out. I almost want to keep it because it's so clean. Why do we do that? when we have it, I should have done this. It's so shiny. Look how clean it is in here. Oh yeah. Well, the next owner is gonna love it. You've been good, Magma. But now we're on from Magma Junior to Magma King. Right, the grill looks amazing. I just posted it on Facebook Market, and now we're gonna play with sewing up a cover for our new barbecue and our outboard. So the cool thing is, it fits fairly well and clips on right here, just around it, and exactly kind of the edges, if you can see right there. Boom, boom. The only thing is, it's just a little loose here. So I think what I'm gonna do is sew the bottom together. I'm gonna sew the edges together and then kind of also sew it across. Well, I think it'll make more sense when I take it off. I'm gonna cut it and I'll bring it down below so I can show you guys. All right, so since I just have a Singer heavy duty and not a Sailrite, this is kind of what I did to one side. It's not super pretty, but I ended up just sewing it along this end. This was pretty thick, so there is like a tiny little hole, but you know, this is all right. Connor just messaged me. I think I was overthinking it because I wanted to fold it and get it really tight, but this is just temporary. I think it looks all right. Now I just gotta work on finishing this side. So I'll just fold that awful line that I cut, kind of fold it in on itself and then sew it down. I'm gonna pin it right now so I know exactly where to sew it, and then that should tighten kind of all this looseness up, hopefully. Woohoo! All right, so roughly pin this down so I can bring it in and sew it up. Right, the end. I'm sure y'all are gonna laugh at me, but hey, it's something. This side is all just messed up because that's how the sail cover was, but I just decided to keep it nice and square. This side was the challenging side because there was a big chunk right here that was ripped, but tried to hug it in as close as possible, and for now, that's that.
Alright guys, it is time to actually name her Alivo. We are putting the name on today. We got the decal made up. Just ordered one online. It's called customvinyllettering.net or something like that. But looks pretty good. We just peeled the back off. Malvina is down here on the paddleboard. Peekaboo!
Connor just gave me some soap and water. I just kind of washed it, and then we mixed some soap and water in here, gave her a good spray, and now we're gonna apply. Kind of scary, but exciting.
What you doing now?
So now we basically pressed it on, and now just using a little squeegee to just really press all the bubbles out. I'm a little nervous because there's a lot of bubbles in the white, but Connor said that's okay because we just don't want it on the letters, and I don't really see any on the letters. Oh, just a few.
Just a couple. That's
So
alright.
I'm gonna try to get those out.
They'll
Apparently you
squeeze
can
out.
take a little pin and then they'll come out. So we can always do that once we're done.
Alright, looking good. Exciting. We're gonna be popping champagne later.
Well, I tried to order black. This is kind of looking pretty blue. That's all right. Now we're gonna put the ocean side on. Funky, funky.
And for the reveal. It is
How blue is that? That is not black at all.
not even dark blue. Malvina thinks our boom is blue too.
It is. It's a midnight blue. It's not full dark black. I was really nervous doing this. This is a fun part.
Yeah. The bad part is when we have to take it all off again. Pretty freaking groovy, man.
Radical. Uh-oh, I put the wrong name.
Uh-oh.
I missed a letter.
I was reading it like, uh-oh. Hopefully we didn't misspell. Hopefully we didn't have too many cocktails before we ordered this.
I think we...
Uh-oh.
I think we did because... Uh-oh. Stop watching.
Camera off, quick!
Because we thought we also ordered like names for the side of the boat, and we like measured it all out, and then we got this package, and then we were like, wait, where's all the side lettering? So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it's alright. I think we decided to wait until we paint. But now that Malvina did such a great job polishing, we may never paint.
I know, it does look really good. When I got on the paddleboard and I came around the corner, I was like, that is one of my favorite
work.
projects. I did good.
Ba ha ha ha.
Bahoo!
Yo, no.
Wow, that is right.
Here, give us a good view.
Oh, I thought it was a little crooked. I think we did okay. I don't know, I'm gonna have to detach myself from the paddleboard so I can go further out. But how funky is that? Connor and I really wanted like really big cursive A with an LIVO, and we were having a really hard time settling on anything that looked good. And then we found this really funky one, and we're like, yeah, let's get funky. Hey, we just pulled out of the slip. We're on our way to Catalina.
Doing it.
We're doing it.
I want to say leaving it all behind, but we're actually taking it all with us. Everything we own is on this boat, pretty much.
It's pretty nice. Last time we had to like pack for a trip. It was nice just to go. Got everything we need. Beautiful day. We got some good wind.
Little muggy, looking forward to some wind.
Yeah. Here we go.
Gotta fill up some fuel.
Yeah, it'll be our first time getting some fuel. It is finally time for a shakedown sail. We have been very delayed, but nothing was going to stop us from finally disconnecting from our slip and sailing to Catalina Island. There, we had some sleepless nights, made lots of mistakes, but it exponentially excited us to be so close to living the life we have been dreaming of.